Hola chavales y chavalas, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Bueno, bienvenidos a este gameplay, walkthrough, guía, llámenlo como quieran, del Monkey Island 2, la venganza de LeChuck. Menudo juegazo, menudo juegazo. Este juego es para llorar de lo bueno que es. Tuvieron hace un par de años, o 3, no sé, la magnífica idea de hacer una versión remasterizada de este juegazo. Y bueno, tuve la oportunidad de comprármelo, lo encontré en el Corte Inglés, ahí perdido, abandonado. Quedaba uno y dije, esto es mío, ¿sabes? O sea, esto es para mí, y me lo pillé y aquí está. Bueno, ya me lo he pasado 1000 veces, ambos, o sea, el Monkey Island, el 1 y el 2, que vienen en la edición especial que yo me compré, me los he pasado 8000 millones de veces, pero tenía ganas de jugarlo otra vez, al 2, que personalmente es mi favorito, me gusta más que el 1 incluso. Y me pareció un buen incentivo para jugarlo además del hecho de que tenía ganas de jugarlo, hacer una guía, ¿no? Pasármelo y grabarlo y subirlo simplemente, sin nada más. O sea, el que quiera que lo vea y el que no. Puede ser una gran herramienta si estás jugando y te has atascado, que es muy probable porque este juego es putísimo. O sea, este es muchísimo más difícil que el 1. Pero bueno, no voy a hablar mucho más. O sea, jugando no voy a grabar mi voz, va a ser simplemente jugando. Voy a intentar irme a las partes importantes. Voy a intentar saltarme los diálogos que no vienen mucho a cuento. Y voy a intentar ir a lo importante. No esperéis tampoco que me salte muchas cosas porque es bueno que os enteréis un poco de la historia. Bueno, si alguien va a ver el juego en lugar de jugarlo, cosa que me parecería muy mal, pero bueno, si a alguien le interesa la historia del juego pero no le apetece jugarlo realmente, pues por eso mantengo algunos diálogos que me parecen interesantes. Y nada, cuando termine, cuando me lo pase ya, haré otro vídeo, o incluso en el mismo vídeo al final, haciendo un poco de review, ¿no? Haciendo un poco de crítica al juego, a la versión remasterizada y tal. Y nada, me callo ya y empezamos a jugar. Espero que lo disfrutéis tanto como lo disfruto yo jugando. En serio, si no lo habéis jugado, os recomiendo que cerréis el vídeo, os lo pilléis y juguéis, porque es una obra de arte. Pero bueno, me callo ya. Vamos a ello. Hasta luego.
Well, Guybrush Threepwood, you do turn up in the strangest places.
Hi, Elaine. Do you think you could help me out?
How did you get into this mess?
It's kind of a long story.
Oh, that's okay. I've got time.
Well, it all started on Scab Island. Some of my admiring fans had pressured me into telling my LeChuck evaporating story once again.
Deep in the Caribbean, Scab Island.
So I bust into the church and say, "Now you're in for it, you bilious bag of barnacle bait." And then LeChuck cries, "Guybrush, have mercy! I can't take it anymore!"
I think I know how he must have felt.
Yeah, if I hear this story one more time, I'm gonna be crying myself.
Don't you have any new stories?
Well, actually, that's why I'm here on Scab Island. I'm on a whole new adventure.
Growing a mustache?
No, bigger than that.
A beard?
No, I'm in search of treasure. The biggest treasure of them all. A treasure so valuable and so well hidden that it haunts the dreams of every pirate on the seas.
You mean
Big whoop?
None other.
Then why'd you come here? There's no treasure on Scab Island.
Well, I didn't know that before. Now I'm trying to charter a ship and look someplace else. When I return, I'll have riches galore and a whole new story.
Or you'll have died trying.
Either way, we won't have to hear about LeChuck anymore.
Ha! Those guys wouldn't know a good story even if they paid $50 for it. When I find Big Whoop, I'll become a legend among pirates for generations to come. I can only charter a ship and get off this stinking island. Oops, I think I broke the sign.
Where do you think you're going, fancy pants? You ain't from these parts, are you? This is a toll bridge. You gotta pay.
Who's gonna make me, shorty?
Tough guy, huh?
Help! Police!
Scream as loud as you want. There's no police on Scab Island.
Please, not in my new coat.
Maybe I should cut you one out of cement.
Oh!
Hey, you're loaded. This is my lucky night. Remember, wherever you go, on sea or on land, you can't ever hide from Largo LeGrand.
Tough town. I guess I should have got those traveler's checks.
Hello?
Excuse me.
Oh, yes. Hi there. Can I help you?
Excuse me, do you know anything about Big Whoop?
Uh-oh. Who sent you here? I should warn you. I'm heavily armed.
Don't shoot. I was just asking.
Well, that's a dangerous question. I've been researching Big Whoop for years. There are a lot of people who'd like to get their hands on my files.
Are you looking for Big Whoop too?
Well, I haven't really been able to find out much hard information. What do you know about it?
I know I'm looking for it, and that's about it.
You mean you never heard of the 4 men who buried it?
No. Tell me all about it.
Well, all anyone knows for sure is that there was a shipwreck. The merchant vessel Elaine went down in a terrible storm.
Elaine?
Only 4 crew members survived. They washed up on a remote deserted island. Some say its name was Inky Island, but I don't believe that.
Well, why don't you believe it?
Because there's no such island. Anyway, that's where they supposedly found Big Whoop.
But what is Big Whoop?
Whatever it was so wonderful, or so horrible, that they never wanted anyone else to find it. So, they took the map they made of the island and split it up among the 4 of them, and they all went their separate ways.
You don't actually believe that story, do you?
Of course, it could just be an old legend, but if I could just see the map of that island, I bet I could recognize the shape of the land and track it down myself.
Nice place you have here. Well, goodbye.
Okie dokie. Hey, where's my monocle? I can't see a thing without my monocle. Where is that thing?
Excuse me.
Yeah, boy?
How's business?
It's just terrible. No one ever comes down here anymore. Largo's got all my regulars spooked. You know, I can mix any drink there is, make anything you could name, but I can't make the one thing that could really do this island some good.
What's that?
A voodoo doll of Largo LeGrand. You there!
Uh-oh.
Give me my usual, and put it in a real glass. Fork over the dough or you'll be serving Bloody Marys for a week. From your nose.
That's all I have.
Well, you better have more tomorrow, or we might have to move this stump to a new location. Like, say, the bottom of the ocean.
Boy, you just gave him all your money?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yuck. Excuse me?
What is it?
Remember me? I'm Guybrush.
Do we know you?
I'm Guybrush. You tried to sell me the minutes of a PTA meeting in the last game, claiming it was a map?
Map? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, really.
Why did you wake us up, Gorbush?
What happened to your leg?
It happened during a performance.
That's what we do for a living now.
You see, after our circus failed, we started a pirate catering business on nearby Fat Island.
The sacking lunch. It was quite lucrative.
Why aren't you still doing that?
The governor of the island made us an offer we, couldn't refuse. So, we sold him the business.
But what does this have to do with performing?
We're getting to that.
We sank the money into one of those newfangled glass-bottom boats
We wanted to take passengers on sightseeing trips.
and search for a place called Dinky Island in our spare time.
Boy, did we ever want to get there.
Aside from the obvious reason, we had inside information that Dinky was in fact the resting place of the legendary treasure of Big Whoop.
Big whoop? I'm looking for that too.
Well, I hope your luck is better than ours.
You see, we got a bit of a raw deal on the boat.
Seems the salesman didn't have any glass for the bottom, so he just left a gaping hole there.
By the time we noticed, we were taking on water, fast.
We ended up stranded on a tiny desert island.
I think it's past my bedtime.
We met a philosopher on the island, and he told us something which changed our lives.
What? What is it? What did he say? Tell me already.
He told us that all the world is a stage and that we are merely players. So, we became performance artists.
When he lost the leg, Frank was brilliantly showing the inseparability of the path man walks from the food chain.
The symbolism of the cheese was essential. You know, this leg is looking sort of dingy. Would you get some polish over at the Woodsmiths and polish it for me?
Give me money for the polish.
Okay.
See you later.
We can scarcely contain our anticipation.
Hey, leave that alone.
Sorry, is this your bucket?
Well, no.
So you won't mind if I take it?
I guess not.
A whole bucket of mud. And it's mine. All mine. I'll just take a little.
Guybrush Threepwood, it's been a long time since you last came to see me.
Business.
Very good. Many hexes this week. Saved many people from the evil eye. Made many pieces of 8. Although Largo took most of them.
Tell me about this Largo guy.
He's a weak little man who bullies this whole island around. Most people are afraid of him because he was once LeChuck's right-hand man.
Yeah, but LeChuck's history. I got rid of him myself.
True evil can never be destroyed completely. You will see.
Why don't you just put a curse on Largo?
I've tried. My most powerful magic lies in voodoo dolls. But to make an effective doll, I need some items from Largo's person, and no one's brave enough to go get them for me.
What kind of ingredients do you need for the doll?
Are you willing to help me make one?
Maybe?
To make it work, you need to bring me some personal artifacts of the victim. One from each of the 4 basic voodoo groups. Something of the thread, something of the head, something of the body, and something of the dead.
Hey, that almost rhymes.
For the thread, I need a piece of Largo's clothing, and a lock of hair will do for the head. Bring me a sample of fluid from his body, and from his dead relatives, you must acquire some remnant of a corpse. Here, take the shopping list.
Thanks.
Do you have any of those ingredients with you?
I have some of his spit.
Excellent. You may keep the paper. Have you brought me any other ingredients?
I'll bring you more later.
Good. Now go.
Marco Largo Legrand. Hell on sea or sand. The good news is, he's dead. The bad news is, he bred. This is creepy feeling.
I'd swear on my grandfather's grave, something weird is going on.